What's the one thing you hate the most about a remodel? I hate that oh shit moment when you realize everything's taking longer and more budget than you expected. Remodeling a house is a lot like driving an old car. It's not fast and there's always something to fix, so plan accordingly. Wood trim, refinish, or paint over? Oh, this is a deep internal conundrum of mine that I come across often. So the short answer is I really do like the look of painted trim, especially when it's light or white, because it makes a room look bigger and brighter. However, I came across this when I was remodeling my 1920s bungalow, which had really beautiful original 1920s woodwork, and I just could not bring myself to paint over good craftsmanship. So the long answer is I think it really depends on how good the craftsmanship is and if you want to preserve that history, or if it's like, this is really cheap, let's paint it white. It's kind of like a pair of jeans. I'm fine cutting up the pair that's in the Goodwill pile, but I'm not gonna cut up the pair that's from Nordstrom. If I shopped at Nordstrom, we all know I'm too frugal for that. Is good enough really good enough? I'm so glad you asked this because I've often wondered if people misinterpret what I mean by it. So good enough is a motto of mine when it comes to DIY projects specifically. And it's an antidote to perfectionism because so often, and I've been guilty of this, perfectionism has prevented me from finishing projects. So it's really helpful for me to know what is my good enough point. So then I leave the project and I move on. But this good enough motto does not apply to all aspects of life, including relationships, career, and expired food. Tips for new inexperienced homeowners. Arguably, I am a new inexperienced homeowner, but I'm happy to share what I've learned in my few years of homeownership. And bottom line, that is set some money aside for repairs and remodeling. I think a lot of times when people buy a home, they think it's similar to renting, where it's a fixed cost every single month, your principal and your interest. But there's more than that with homeownership. You need the reserves, the emergency fund for things like repairs, and then the opportunity of remodeling to get a return on your investment. So you're obviously going to want to prioritize what needs to be done. I'm looking at you, leaky faucet. But then from there, think, what am I going to get the biggest ROI on? So things like painting, redoing your floors, light fixtures, and gosh, any kitchen and bathroom remodeling items are going to be huge. What's your favorite HGTV show? Fixer Upper, 1000%. Now I know that show has moved over to the Magnolia Network, but their original seasons, of course, are on HGTV, and Chip and Joanna are the Beyonce and Jay-Z of home renovation. Need I say more?